Auntie's kitchen friends, Annie SCO, welcome back, it's good to see you again. I hope you've had a great week. As you've seen in the thumbnail today, I'm going to be sharing with you a British recipe. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make Bubble and Squeak two different ways. The first, I'm going to pan fry on our stovetop and serve with some eggs. The second, my personal favorite, I'm going to put my own twist on this British classic recipe and show you Bubble and Squeak waffle style. And if you've never tasted or heard of Bubble and Squeak before, then today you're in for a treat. Traditionally, it is leftover vegetables from the Sunday roast, pan fried on the stove top. It's incredibly delicious, fast to make, and so comforting. Really appreciate all of your support. Thanks for the thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider so that you don't miss out on the simple and delicious recipes that I post each week. But enough of the talk, let's get cooking. Thanks for watching.
I did not have any leftover vegetables from the weekend, so earlier in the day I quickly cooked up some vegetables that I thought worked well together. Some potatoes, cabbage, leeks and peas. In this first part of the video, I'm going to show you the classic way pan-fry Bubble and Squeak. First I cook up my bacon and then cut up my chives. I'm going to use the bacon to sprinkle on top, so I overcook it to make sure that it's extra crispy. This is such a flexible recipe because you can use whatever leftover food you have. A traditional Bubble and Squeak will use potatoes and cabbage, but you can use any variety of vegetables you have available. I like to add leeks and peas as I feel this combination works really well together. So into a bowl, I put my vegetables and potatoes and then mash these up, and I season with some salt and pepper and a little cayenne pepper for heat. Add some oil to your pan and on a low to medium heat allow it to heat up before adding your Bubble and Squeak. Spread it around the pan, then leave it to cook and crisp up. In my house as a child, we would always have Bubble and Squeak on a Monday, using up the leftovers from Sunday lunch. My favourite way to eat Bubble and Squeak was with cold meat and gravy, or as I'm showing you today, with some cooked eggs. As the cabbage cooks, it makes a Bubble and Squeak noise, which is where this dish gets its name from. Everyone has their favourite way to eat Bubble and Squeak, and I'd be interested to know what is yours. Leave a comment below and let me know. Instead of serving my Bubble and Squeak with some gravy, in the video you see me preparing a quick dip. So I mix together some sour cream, 1 clove of garlic, chopped parsley and season with some salt and pepper. If you don't have any sour cream, then plain yogurt works well too. As the Bubble and Squeak cooks, add some butter to your pan and keep turning it over until you have a good amount of crispy potatoes mixed in. Then flatten it out, let it cook for about 2 minutes before using a plate to turn it over and allow the other side to cook. After this side of the Bubble and Squeak has cooked for about 2 minutes, empty it out onto a plate. If you like this recipe, you might also like a similar recipe, Spanish tortilla, and I'll leave a link in the description. What's great about Bubble and Squeak is that you can serve it with any combination of food, and it can be served for breakfast, brunch, lunch or even dinner. While the eggs finish cooking, I add a sprinkling of the crispy bacon that we cooked earlier, and then the over easy eggs. I finish off with some chopped chives and some ground black pepper. So here it is, a classic Bubble and Squeak served with some bacon, eggs, chives, ground black pepper and some garlic sour cream. For all of those of you who live in Korea, if you like eating pajeon, which is the Korean vegetable pancake with batter, then I think you're going to love this recipe. In the second part of this video now, I'm going to show you how I make my modernised waffle version of Bubble and Squeak. So while the bacon is cooking, mash up your potato in a bowl really well before you add any of the vegetables, then season with some salt and pepper. Then into your potato mix, add a spoon of flour, a handful of cheddar cheese, and then add your vegetables. Make sure to cut your cabbage up well into small pieces and then mix all of the ingredients together. When making Bubble and Squeak, I just eyeball the measurements, but to help you, I will put a rough guide to follow in the description below. The final ingredient to add is an egg to hold everything together. You can beat or whisk this up in a cup before adding it, or copy my lazy version to save on washing up and beat it in the bowl before mixing it in with the other ingredients. You should end up with a wet mixture but not too runny. Once your waffle pan is heated up, brush on some oil, and then once it comes up to temperature, add your Bubble and Squeak. If you don't have an electronic waffle maker, you could use one of those handheld waffle makers and cook over your stovetop. A quick tip is to not overfill your waffle machine. Just place a few spoonfuls of Bubble and Squeak into the centre and allow it to spread out once you close the lid. I think this gives the waffle a rustic appearance and looks great. Not overfilling also saves you having to clear up any excess Bubble and Squeak around the edges of your waffle maker. But if you want perfect edges, then place more Bubble and Squeak into your waffle maker. While the waffle cooks, I then take time to cut up my bacon. Keep turning your waffle machine so that both sides cook evenly. The general rule is once you stop seeing the steam escaping from your machine, your waffle should be golden brown. I cook my waffle a little bit longer as I like it to be crunchy when you cut into it. So here we have a modern version of a traditional British recipe, waffle style bubble and squeak. I keep the toppings simple and cover the bubble and squeak with some bacon, chives, sour cream and garlic sauce, and I sneak a little bit of ketchup onto the plate off camera. I hope you've enjoyed watching today 2 different ways of making bubble and squeak. I have some other classic British recipes coming your way soon, so thanks for watching. God bless. Chop bok ham na da.